the Thompsons, man. I just want to show you this video in which, you know, Sinetta posted yesterday with Lord Abbott going against the Dagger Squad. But I just wanted to show you something interesting, which this guy right here said. I'm just gonna play it and follow me.
That all black Americans come from West Africa.
I'm gonna say like the historical records show that 90% of us come from West Africa.
He said the historical records show that 90% of us come from West Africa. Alright, now check it out. I'm gonna let him go further, even though the sister is going to deviate and say that she thinks she's Igbo or one of them Nigerian tribes. But listen to what she said.
Would you agree that when you look at anthropology and things like that, they do study features? Okay. When I look at some of the West Africans, a lot of black Americans in the southern region do not look like them at all.
The reason for that would be...
Listen what he's saying, right? Now check this out. Now I want you to understand something. If you look at this brother right here, where do he got European in him? Now I want y'all to know something, right? The ones of us that do have European in us, we got much lighter skin than the darker skinned ones. The darker skinned ones don't have European in them, or don't have that many family members in which that was European. They might have had one European, and then they started like reproducing with darker people. They didn't go and marry a light skinned person after they already had somebody white in their family, if that's the case. But this brother right here, you can look at him and you can tell he ain't got no mixture in him, but he still think that he been mixed. Now I'm gonna play it on.
Mixing. So you gotta understand that we don't even look like we from Africa. Why? Because we have a little bit of European in us, we have a little bit of the Spaniards in us, we have a whole bunch in there. But when we go to the DNA test,
my thing is this: most of Aborigines in North America don't have no Spanish in them, because when the Spanish came in, the Spanish got their ass kicked and went back home. The Spanish did not come here and try to conquer nothing. They tried. Herman D. Santos came to Florida and got his ass kicked and went back home. So all that saying we mixed with Hispanics and we mixed with all these different people, that's a fucking lie, man. That's a lie, and these people just don't understand that we are not Africans. That's the reason we don't look African. That's the reason why all Africans in Africa don't look alike. So what is the original continent in Africa is the question we need to ask. And where did life come from? They say life came from the Grimaldi man. The Grimaldi man don't look like a South African, nor do he like a West African. The Grimaldi man look like he can be mixed like... I mean, listen, y'all Google that. I don't feel like even putting the images up, but I can easily Google the Grimaldi man or whatever. I'm gonna let this play, and I might pull it up.
Consensus is any single person from the majority of people here, they'll say around 90 to 97% of us are from West Africa. That's what it says on the whole United States region, because how they do these tests is they go to each state or different region, the South, that, and the other.
I do.
See, the thing is this, right? He said 90% of us is from West Africa and all these other countries. These niggas is crazy, man. And then the thing about it is that they don't even know that Egyptology and African studies was funded by the CIA. Why would the CIA fund something that's going to be beneficial to us? It don't make no sense. Because the only reason they funded it, so we wouldn't claim our land here. We wouldn't find out that we was the Aborigines. So a lot of them jokers, you know, a lot of the brothers, Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams, Sheikh Ata Diop. Sheikh Ata Diop was not an African American, nor was Dr. Ben an African American. So for him to say that he's an African, that's him. We talking about us here in North America. He can't speak for us. You understand? And that's the question. That's the problem that a lot of these so-called African scholars follow. They follow a lot of these so-called Afrocentric people and whatever, in which these people think they from. They can't connect themselves nowhere else. So they have to say they from Africa. The Aborigine in North America, we got pyramids here. We don't have to go to Europe, Egypt and look for pyramids, or Africa. We got pyramids here. We got a history here. It's just our history been screwed. The same way that these idiots trying to claim that they was this person, that person. DNA is a lie. DNA give you zero, don't even give you a point. So out of 100%, you don't even get a 1% of your DNA results. And then you got idiots like him. Well, I ain't gonna say idiots. I respect the brother or whatever though. But you got jokers like him who currently constantly keep on telling us that, oh, the DNA. How could the DNA test from that's less than 1% place you at 6 different places in Africa? It doesn't make no sense. And like I said, who is the original African? That's the question we need to ask. Where did these dark-skinned Africans come from if the Grimaldi man was the first African? You understand what I'm saying? So these are questions that they need to find out. I'm not even studying that no more. I'm worried about here in North America. Now, hold on. I'm going to play another clip for you. I think it's like right here. No, that's cool. It's right here. Hold up. Now listen to this idiot. Reggie, man. Reggie, you know damn well he got Aborigine in his family. Look at his nose. He don't even have a nose like Garfield or the other brother. But check it out. Listen what he's saying. Check this out. Watch when the brothers and sisters from Carolina walk up. Watch what he said.
Invaded Timbuktu. Right? So if you don't know the history, you do not know Balad Sudan. You don't know what that means. You don't know that it was them, the Arabs, that separated us because of dark. Hey, listen, man. Even when the Arabs went to Egypt, they talked about how they went.
See, and that's another thing. These niggas so busy worrying about the Arabs and worrying about all these other, but they don't do no research here. They do minimum research in this country. They only go by what these people told them in this country. Oh, you're from Africa. Oh, all right. And they cooked the books, made all these documents, then had the CIA fund a lot of these Afrocentric. Yo, man, listen, bro. I mean, I'm gonna post a video of the brother from the that Tyrone Street actually posted. He posted a nice video. I watched the whole video. I can't think of the name of the brother right now though, but the title of it is the Afrocentric movement was funded by the CIA. Why would the CIA fund the Afrocentric movement? The CIA, the same people who was involved in selling drugs. Why would they fund the Afrocentric movement? But I digress. Let me just play this.
There and they were peaceful. They didn't know that they went to Egypt first before they went to the second time. They went in there with arms and got their ass whooped. And the Egyptians think, you know what? They're coming back. And they worked out some deal. And why did the Arabs, if they were black and these Moors were so nice, why did they work on a deal with the Greeks to let them leave the place in peace on Roman ships? You know, come on. If they're the enemy, go in there and beat them up and do everything. And why is it that you had Israelites or Hebrews was in their army?
I'm sorry, man. Let me just skip over this nigga.
So you don't know
anything. Here, go right here. Look.
No.
This is the part right here. Listen.
So y'all not Geechee. None of y'all Geechee.
See, now he said they not Geechee. This idiot actually think the Geechee and the Gullah people is from Africa. The Geechee and the Gullah people is indigenous to the Americas and them islands out there in Georgia. Listen, a lot of people don't even know that the river was called the Gullah River. This is where they got it from. Look at the Geechee and the Gullah diets. The Geechee and the Gullah diets ate off of corn. They is primarily some of the sole proprietors of soul food. Because a lot of the soul food came from their regions. Came from the Georgia, the South. You understand? So look, listen to what he asked these people. Listen.
What's up, sis? What's your name?
I'm Deandra.
Deandra, you from where?
I'm from North Carolina.
All right, peace. I'm going to be there November 23rd. September 23rd. I'm going to be in North Carolina. Well, what's going on?
Well, I was wondering what y'all said about y'all brother polite with the white girl and that shiki on. Like, I haven't heard anything yet. So what's going on with it?
Damn, I'm staying out of that one. How do you?
And mind you, remember what Chief Langley said. Chief Langley said that in North Carolina, South Carolina had the biggest so-called Indian slave trade. He said most of the Indians that was in North Carolina that were slaves still reside in that region. Who is the majority of people in the North Carolina and the South Carolina region? Negroes. And they are Aborigines. You see how this sister right here look? She is not no African. I digress though.
How you feel about that? Singing polite with that white girl.
I ain't got nothing to say to the
Can I ask you
nigga.
a question though? Can I ask you a question?
Listen
Tell
to what
us
he
about
asked.
your
Look.
family reunion.
Oh.
Tell us about
Look.
who is the oldest person in your family that you know. Tell us about the roots. No, because you know what? We care about African families, right?
See,
Yeah.
now look, he said African families, right? There is no African American that's in America that can tell you about any African roots. Now, what did the majority of our grandparents told us? The majority of our grandparents told us that we was indigenous to this landmass. They ain't never heard no damn slave shipping story or nothing. They ain't got no traditions from Africa. The food we cook here is not African dish food, style food. But let the sister go ahead.
Oh, that's the most important. So I appreciate you finding your roots instead of going back and finding these mythical characters that come on. So tell us who's the oldest person in your family that y'all know?
Oldest.
Yeah, tell us.
In our family.
And you're from North Carolina or South Carolina?
Frankie oldest. Huh? We're originally from Bowman, South Carolina.
Okay.
I live in North Carolina.
You live
We
in
have
North
people
Carolina.
like all over.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you
Frankie stays in New York. We have
You all
Frankie's
know-
the oldest. She stays in New York.
have you ever heard of any of your relatives being from the continent of Africa?
Look, watch what she say. Look at that face.
But do you know?
Look.
How far?
Look.
How far
Look.
back you went? For the
Look.
family.
Look.
Okay. So what's
We need
the
to go
oldest?
back.
Why would he ask them that? Have they ever heard of any of their people being from Africa? If they think they African anyway, how stupid was that question? You understand what I'm saying? Now, who gonna have? No one got roots to where we've been here, supposedly according to what they say, for the last 400, 500 years. So nobody in this country can trace their roots back to Africa outside of these Jewish-owned DNA genealogical companies or whatever though. But listen, man, I'm gonna make a video about this, about the conscious community. You need to stop buck dancing. You Afrocentric motherfuckers need to start coming clean. And listen, man, we need to debate. You bring Armored Rock Squad, you bring the Dagger Squad, you can go get motherfucking Shape Out the DI. You can go get all of them. Because the only thing they're going to prove to you is what's true already, what we know about Africa. But they can't prove to you what we've been trying to figure out. Did we come here on slave ships? In which we didn't. These people knew we was already here. But they got niggas like him who talk about African studies. African studies is brainwashing. That's brainwashing. Because they're trying to tell you that we are the same people. We are not the same people as Africans. And listen, none of them Africans is doing nothing what we doing. What North American niggas doing. Yeah, they smart because they come here with a plan. When you come straight from your oppressor and you come in here with a plan and you desperate to get ahead, then of course you're going to be so focused on education and trying to deviate from what you see us doing in this country. But nonetheless, though, I'm going to play it on.
What's the oldest year of the oldest
What
person
year is
that you know?
Frankie in?
Oh, he's 80.
She's 80.
She's 80, so you don't know anything about her mother.
Granddaddy.
Right.
Granddaddy was 104.
Okay,
Look.
and what's that name? See,
What was it?
here's the thing.
Look.
This is what we do in black studies,
Them
right?
people
My
Aborigines,
professor told
man.
me,
They
he
ain't
said,
no
Reggie, do you know who George Washington is, right? When I was coming to this class, I said, yeah. He says, do you know what Abraham Lincoln is? I said, yeah. He says, what do you think you're going to get in my class? I said, a B? He said, no, you're going to get an F. You know why? Because you don't even know your own living relatives at the same time as these mythical people. There you go.
I got you.
This idiot don't know his relatives neither. He think Imhotep and King Tut and all them his relatives, but he don't know about the people here that they've been hiding and how they reclassified us and how they keep on coming up with all these different terms. How do you go from colored people, in which they classify colored people, and they said the real colored people was the Indians. Then they reclassified the Indians back in 1870 when they found the fake natives, put that on them, and they classified us as slaves and all this other shit. So look, man, like I said, I'm gonna make a video about we need to debate these guys, and that's it, man. We just need to debate. So I let her know what the hell going on. And the only way, listen, these niggas is agents, man. Anybody who got you claiming that you from another continent and you can't prove it, but yet we finding people here who look just like us. See, when we was mixing, when we were, you know, a lot of the brothers and sisters in the Aborigine community, right? And this is not no knock to them. You know what I'm saying? But at first, when we first started studying it, we was comparing ourselves to these Mongoloids. Oh, we look just like them. But we don't have to do that no more. Because now we got motherfuckers like Power Hudson and the people of the North, the North-South regions, or whatever, Virginia, South Carolina. We know what Verrazano said. Verrazano said the people in South Carolina look like Saracens. Saracens was fucking Moors. So, man, like I said, man, I'm going to post a video about that. But look, man, comment, like, subscribe. I am the Taunch in this one, and I'm out. Peace.